Okay, well, we covered a good amount of NBA news yesterday with Julie and Edlow, guys. We talked John Wall's buyout. We talked about Kyrie Irving opting in. And now you got Russell Westbrook also reportedly deciding to return to the Lakers, a whopping $47.1 million option. I don't blame him for opting into that. He's actually going to be the second highest paid player in the league, just $1 million behind Steph Curry. How much more do you expect from Westbrook next season? I mean, it can't be much worse than what we saw last season, Jeff.
Yeah, to use the words of one of our other favorite point guards, very brave of Russell Westbrook to opt into that $47 million. He's different. He's people who are normal. He's just daring to be different. But Westbrook, I don't know what to expect. To be completely honest with you, the Lakers are such a train wreck. They don't have a lot of flexibility with their roster moving forward, so I'm not expecting huge changes. Obviously, there was that very slim time period where some people were convinced that Kyrie was going to opt out and sign on the MLE, and that would have changed a lot, but it didn't happen. So for the most part, they're going to be rolling back in the majority of their core, and Westbrook's going to be better. He's going to be better. He's got such an intense play style that sometimes it can take a little bit longer for him to fit seamlessly into a system. And I'm not saying he's going to fit seamlessly. I'm just saying if he can focus on working on the defense more, and instead of forcing everything, just going back to picking his spots, operating around the rim, in the mid-range. Obviously, his athleticism is not where it used to be, but I think as he gets a little bit more acclimated to playing with LeBron, playing with Anthony Davis, if he can stay healthy, the results are going to be a bit better. Not expecting a huge jump. Think he's still going to struggle quite a bit, but not as bad or as meme-worthy as last year.
Yeah, Nick, is he going to be able to shed the Westbrook nickname here? I mean, he really did struggle to fit in with both Davis and James dealing with injuries.
I don't think he's going to be able to. I don't know what evidence we got last year or this offseason that suggests that Russell Westbrook is interested in, for the first time in his career, having any ounce of self-awareness, right? I mean, I think that's what's so frustrating if you're a Lakers fan. It's not that Westbrook, has struggled to fit in. It's that he's struggled to acknowledge or, give any semblance of, understanding that he is the problem here. And, bringing in a rookie head coach in Darvin Ham, I don't know that that's necessarily going to solve anything. We'll see. We got to kind of give him the benefit of the doubt. I think Darvin Ham has said a lot of the right things since being hired by the Lakers, but, we have no idea how he's going to handle this situation. And a lot of coaches say the right things at a press conference. And then when you get, when you start coaching a team, especially one that has LeBron James, you don't necessarily have the kind of autonomy that you think you do going into a job like that. So I'm extremely down on Westbrook, extremely down on the Lakers' chances to do anything when he's on the roster. I think the Lakers' best chance is to obviously try to trade him to one of these teams that has cap space, give up whatever remaining draft assets you have after the Anthony Davis deal, or, buy him out mid-season, dump him at the trade deadline. Like the Westbrook on the Lakers is not going to work at this point. Yep. Maybe he could go, go to Detroit, go to Washington, go somewhere like that where he could just go, be the man for 35 minutes a night. But I have no faith whatsoever that the Lakers could be a successful team with Russell Westbrook on the roster. Zero faith.
Chinmay, it's been reported that Pelinka and Ham have had multiple meetings with Westbrook and have been honest about his role in the team and that he needs to be a defense-first player. I mean, do you see him buying into that?
I like the point that Nick made at the end there. Let's be very clear. Russell Westbrook has not returned to the Lakers yet. He has returned to $47 million. He has chosen that paycheck. The Lakers are going to be trying to trade him. There's no evidence from last season or even in the past few seasons where Russell Westbrook has jumped among teams to suggest that he's suddenly going to change his approach. The only way that I see Russell Westbrook working for the Los Angeles Lakers is if he becomes the league's most expensive sixth man, because he cannot play on the same floor as Anthony Davis and LeBron James. The fit is not there. The floor spacing is not there. You couple that with Davis's reluctance to play center for some reason, and you have a world of problems with that roster. So I think the Lakers will be better just because of health, with Davis and James being more healthy. But I can't see a world where Russell Westbrook changes his game at this point in his career to suddenly improve that fit. And I think the only way that Russell Westbrook works for the Lakers is if he comes off the bench. Maybe he's able to close games with Davis and James. I don't know. But for starting the season, if he stays on the team, which is a huge if in my opinion, I think he has to be moved if they're serious about prying open this last window of LeBron James's, career. I think that he will be moved by the beginning of the season, but if he stays on the Lakers, it's not going to be about defense. It's not going to be about the shooting. It's just going to be that he can't be on the same floor as Davis and James for the majority of the game because that hasn't worked, and there's no evidence to suggest that it would work.